Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning because I'm in California and it's 8 a.m. for me, so it is morning. But good afternoon, good evening for you if you are anywhere else in the world. Hello, welcome. First of all, I want to say I am sorry and I apologize. For some reason, this week I completely forgot to set up the this online event on Facebook so that you can get notifications and so that you can know ahead of time that this was happening. So for that, I'm really sorry. But we are doing this. I if you were at our Monday speaking practice, Dileka, as you can see on my screen already, she won this class, and I want to be fair. I don't want to jip anybody of the free class, and so we're doing this right. As you can see, Dileka is already waiting in the waiting room here in Zoom. But for all of you guys watching us on the Facebook Live, go ahead and say hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. Tell me where you're from. What time is it in your country? I'm gonna let Dileka in while you guys all say hello in the comments. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Let's see where she's at. She should be coming in soon. Yeah, let's see who's watching. Nice. All right, all right. Hello, Dileka. Good morning.
I'm very fine.
Very good. That's very good. Nice. So you are, tell us once again, because you won a free class before, but for those of us watching us on the Facebook Live who don't know you or who don't remember you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Dileka. I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm 21 years old. I'm looking for go to university this day.
Nice. You're going to university, and what are you studying again?
I did the math stream, and I don't know whether which course will be come to me to study.
Okay, all right, that's okay. Very cool. And then, so you won this class before, so you've already been on on a free class with me before. And the last time we practiced, what was the game? The one with the picture, right? Where you had to
Yeah.
describe the picture. I draw it. Remember? Yeah. Have you played that game with your family or friends already?
Yeah. I did it with friends again.
Nice. And how did it go? In English?
Yeah.
Perfect. And how did it go? What was your experience?
We learned some new words from
Nice.
that, and yeah, we drew it right, correct.
Ah, that's really good. Nice. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to draw the correct picture, right? Our words and our vocabulary is really important for an activity like that.
Yeah, and
Nice.
we had to use also Google Translate to
And that's
find some
okay.
words.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Usually, I tell my students don't translate, right? But I know it's hard because you already have, all of your language in one language, but then trying to think of those same words in the new language or in English, it's always difficult. So I know sometimes it's okay to translate. I try to just not translate at all. But in an activity like this, I think it's good and I think it's okay. And you said you've learned some words, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Nice. Um, so you want to play another speaking game and just practice your speaking, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I did is, so I have some speaking games, but I wanted to show you. Sorry, there's hair on my hand. I wanted to show you and everyone watching us on the Facebook Live, of course. Um, it's really easy to find. I know. Well, hold on. So a lot of my students ask me, for speaking help, right? They want to practice their speaking, and I always think and I always say that speaking and writing is always a little bit difficult to learn by yourself, because you really do need somebody else to help you and to correct you and to give you the right words, and to fix your grammar maybe, or your pronunciation even. But if you wanted, for you, Dileka, and for anyone else watching us, so I just typed into Google ESL speaking games, and ESL stands for English as a second language. Yeah. So this is really easy, not just for you, Dileka, but for everyone watching us. If you want to just practice your speaking and maybe you want to play some games, right? I'm a big fan of games. I love playing games because it's fun, and you kind of like what you said, Dileka. You have to learn some new words to play the game. So this is just a really quick list. Like I said, I put in ESL speaking games. ESL is English as a second language, right? But you see already there's a list already here of different speaking games that you can play. And then even if you don't know how to play these games, you can always, again, maybe, oh, what is this? What is charades? So you copy it, paste, what is ESL charades, right? So it's really simple to just kind of try and figure it out. So I was thinking, Dileka, that for our first game, it's very similar to the one that we played last time. The one that we did last time, you had a picture and you had to describe the picture to me, and I had to try and draw the same picture. This time, you're gonna have for Pictionary, this is the one I'm looking at so you can know. For Pictionary, you have a picture. You have to try and you draw the picture, and then I have to try and guess what that picture is with my words. Yeah?
Sorry, madam, I didn't understand.
Yeah, no problem. So Pictionary is a game where you have a picture, and you have to, so you see a picture, and then you have to draw the picture, and I have to guess what the picture is.
How?
By
How do
speaking.
you teach it?
Yeah, so because this is online, this is a little bit different, right? But if we are in person, you just pick up a picture, maybe you Google a picture, anything you want. And then so say you are drawing, you see the picture, you draw the picture, and then I have to say what the picture is.
How do you know it?
Because you are drawing the picture. So you see the picture, but then you also draw it. I cannot see the picture. I only see what you draw.
How do you see what I'm drawing?
Like this.
In whiteboard. Okay.
There we go. Alrighty, do you see my whiteboard?
Yeah.
Oh, let me move this aside. Perfect. Alrighty. Are you able to draw on my whiteboard?
I think I can.
I think you should be able to.
You have to get the pen, and then I can write.
Yeah, you should have a little pencil.
No.
In your menu.
I can't see those. No.
In your menu, you don't see it?
No.
No! Sometimes Zoom does this. It's okay, then I'll go ahead and draw, and I'll have you try and guess what it is, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. So let me go ahead and choose a picture first really quickly. Let's see, what kind of picture do I want to draw? So I have to choose a picture, and then I also have to draw the picture, and you have to guess what the picture is, right?
Okay.
Let's just choose a random image. Oh, this one might be difficult. Let's see. Okay, maybe we can do this one. I don't know. For those of you watching us on the Facebook Live, This might be a little bit difficult to see, but maybe. Well, I don't know. Ooh, this one. I think this one might be a little bit easier. But really quickly, hello Sarwar, Karina, good morning. Dulanjali, hi, how are you? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Ruslan, thank you. I hope you enjoy it. We're practicing some speaking games. So, all right, Dulanjali, I think I have my image. Let's just see. Let's see. So it's important to remember when you are playing this game with your friends or with your family. Uh, if you want, you can set a timer, right? If you want, you can say, okay, you have 1 minute to draw the picture, and I have to guess what you're drawing. And then, that's it. When the time finishes, that's all the time you have. But for right now, for practice, we're not going to put time, okay, Dileka?
Okay.
Alrighty. Whew. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, I don't like this color. This color is not a good one. Okay. Okay, okay. So I'm drawing, and you can guess, you can start guessing what you think it is, okay?
Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's see here. This is gonna be super simple drawing. Wait, this way, all the way here. I'm not a great drawer, just so you know. Alright, just make it a little bit easier, I think. Alright, those of you watching us on the Facebook Live, you can see what the picture is, so don't say anything. Maybe this will help you, like, I don't know. Okay, maybe this is a little difficult. Dileka, guess. What do you think this is?
Beach.
A
A beach?
beach. Wow, really? And it's not a beach. uh, okay, let me see. This is like the main thing I need you to guess. Maybe if I color it in a little bit. Uh, uh, let me see. Oh wait, is that the staircase? This is the staircase. Oh wait! You didn't hear me, Dileka. You don't know what I said. Um, this is a little bit difficult, just so you know, because I'm drawing on with the computer and with my fingers. So it's a little bit difficult. Does that make it easier? I don't know if that makes it easier or not. Maybe if I do a different color. So when you're playing this game with like your friends and family, um, it doesn't have to be a picture that you find on the internet. It can be anything, right? So maybe you're studying some new vocabulary words and that's what you want to practice. You can do those vocabulary words, right? All right, Dileka, what do you think?
It's a staircase as you see.
Yeah! There you go, there you go. Good job, you guessed it right. My bad. That was my mistake. I made it. It's because looked over and Marta de Salas wrote on the comments in the Facebook Live staircase, and I read it and I spoke it at the same time. So that's why I accidentally said it. But okay, so do you understand how to play the game a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, perfect, nice. So, did you, Dileka, are you able to draw? I think you said you can't, right?
I can draw if you get the pen for me.
One more
I
time.
think if you get the pen for me, I think I'll be able to draw.
Okay. Let's see. Well, because it's so usually I can just open a whiteboard and then you can just find. Yeah, no. You're allowed to draw. Do you see it?
Oh, I still can't. I think I'll have to share the whiteboard by myself.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you able to share a whiteboard maybe? Like where you go to share your screen, can you share a whiteboard?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So any kind of picture you want. It can be difficult, it can be easy. I tried to find an easy one, but you know.
Okay, I'm not good at drawing.
That's okay. I wasn't either.
Okay, I'll draw.
Okay. It's a dinosaur. Or a duck. It's a duck.
No.
Hey, for those of you watching us on the Facebook Live, you guys can guess with me what Dileka is drawing because we can't see what picture she has. What is that? A mouse.
No.
Okay.
Oh. Should I give hints?
Should you do
No.
what?
Give hints?
No hints. Just drawing. Okay, Marta says a bird.
No.
It's not a bird? Okay. It's not a bird, Marta. Marta. I don't know how to say your name. I say it in Spanish because to me it's a Spanish name, but it's not a bird. I really feel like it might be some sort of mouse. You know, like a mouse that goes. Oh, what is the other animal? A squirrel. Is it a squirrel?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I couldn't draw the face. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Because I imagine with the front part with the head and then the hands or the paws, I guess, they go like this. That's what I thought. Nice. That was awesome. I love it. No, how did I guess that? I have no idea. All right, let's do another super simple one. Let's see. Okay, let's go one more round. Here.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. What can we draw? Oh, okay. Super easy. Kind of. Not really, but maybe. How do I want to draw this? Okay.
A bear?
Yeah, but what kind of bear?
Panda.
Ah, Dileka, why? I wasn't done. It is a panda bear, yeah. Because I thought about it because I have my panda right here.
Ah.
Nice, nice. Cool, cool. Ah, Leonid said panda too. Very cool. Alrighty, your turn. Let's go ahead and have you draw one more, Dileka.
Oh. Okay.
That's a pig.
No.
Oh. That's a pig snout. That's how they have their snout, their nose. That still looks like a pig. That's the head of the pig. A dog!
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, yeah. That's true. That is what a dog looks like as well. Very true. Nice. Very good job, Dileka. So, what do you think about this game? Is this a game that you think you can play with your friends or your family?
Yeah, I think I can play with my friends.
Yeah, very cool. So I really like this game Pictionary because like I said, if you have maybe you're studying a list of words, right? That you can draw, like words that are drawable, like animals. Say you're learning your animals, you can draw animals. Say you're learning about furniture, you can draw furniture, right? So different types of words you can draw. Pictionary is a great tool, um, and it just kind of helps with vocabulary as well. The other game that we played last time, where you had the image, and you had to draw the image. No, and then you had to have me draw the image. That's also really great to practice your adjectives, your prepositions of place, right? Above, beyond, in front, behind, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, so those two games are really good. And like I said at the beginning, I can't see. Here we go. Oh, that was my picture. I don't know if you saw it, Dileka. That was my staircase picture.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so like I said when we first started, yeah, if you just Google or any kind of internet search, not just Google, but Bing, Yahoo, anywhere, ESL speaking games, and ESL, like I said, is English as a second language. Speaking games, then you'll come up with a list of different types of games, and then you can always check, what does chalkboard acronym mean? So then you just search for that and play that game, right? Um, but one game that's not listed on here that I actually really enjoy, and it's kind of tricky, is the question game. So the question game, Dileka, is a game where you have a conversation, but you can only speak in questions.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky, but once you understand, then it's really easy. And then it's difficult to stop speaking in questions. Yeah? So
Yeah.
let's just go ahead and start. Remember, only questions, okay? So you can answer the question, but you have to also ask a question. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Alrighty. So, how are you today?
Oh, I'm really fine.
Question.
Uh, mm, how was your day?
My day? That's a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember,
Yeah,
just question.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do from getting up to coming to this class?
How did I do?
What do you do?
Oh,
How
what
was
did I do? Um, I, um, why do you want to know that?
oh
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky.
Cause I don't remember anything else to ask.
Not
uh,
question.
Wait a moment. The answer should also be a question.
Yeah, so you can answer the question if you want, but you don't have to answer the question.
Okay. Um, and what did you do in your birthday?
Ooh. Wait, a question. Um, we went to the pool. My family and I went to the pool. Have you been to the pool? A pool?
Full. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah?
um, do you mean a small pool like we practice swimming, or a large pool that people enjoy?
We enjoy mostly we enjoyed the jacuzzi, which was a pretty big jacuzzi. Have you ever been in a jacuzzi?
No, no, I haven't.
Okay.
um, what else did you do in your birthday?
Um, what else do we know? Oh, we went to a winery. No, we went to two wineries. Have you? Do you know how wine is made?
I think it's made from grapes
Hmm.
or some kind of fruits.
Yeah.
And what did you do there?
We drank wine. We drank wine and chatted a little bit. Um, but then, this is so hard. Um, question. What? How do you celebrate your birthday?
Oh, I usually don't get birthday parties
Ah.
uh, as an individual. Uh, Last time I gave arms to street dogs.
Oh.
Uh, and are there any street dogs in America?
Yes, lots of street dogs. But have you ever heard of animal shelters? So,
Yeah.
mhm.
You go.
Yeah. So the animal shelters usually pick up the stray dogs is what we call them. Stray dogs. Um do you have animal shelters in Sri Lanka?
Uh, I think we have like Embark. Embark is the famous animal shelter for them. Uh, and do you have any pets in your home?
No. I the only pets I have are the small spiders that like to crawl in the corners that I don't like. What about you? Do you have pets?
Yeah, I have four, 5 dogs and
Four?
4 cats. Yeah,
Four dogs and four cats?
5 cats and 1 rabbit.
Wow,
No, I
so
don't.
many. Why do you have so many pets?
I like pets. I they are my life actually,
Wow.
and my family do also.
Mhm.
Uh, And why don't you like pets and why don't you keep them in your home?
Um, I didn't grow up with pets. So when I was younger, I never had pets. So now that I'm older, I don't really feel comfortable around animals because I'm not used to them. And so that's why I don't really have pets. But maybe I'll have a dog or something. I don't know. Sometime in the future. Um, what is the weirdest kind of pet that you would have?
I didn't have any weird. I love them more. uh, and but one cat is stole food from the um, steal fruit, steal food
Mhm.
from the kitchen, and he is so weird.
Yeah.
And what do you? Uh,
Yeah. Okay, so let's try it this way now. The one way that we were practicing it was ask the question, answer the question, ask another question, right? So now we're gonna take it up a notch, right? We're gonna make it a little bit more difficult. This time you don't have to answer the question. So only questions. All right? You ready?
okay, okay.
Also, Ruslan said horse to the weirdest kind of pet to have. Yeah. Okay. So only questions, remember, and you don't have to answer the question. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Uh.
Can you give an example for that? I can't understand.
Yeah. So we're
You,
only asking questions. Only
yeah,
questions.
I understand, but I don't understand how does that go?
So this is helping with questions, with how to phrase questions, how to organize like your question
Uh,
sentences. Um,
okay.
and so it's okay if you don't answer the question. Um, and it's okay. This questions game is not so much about making sense and creating a conversation. It's just question, 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 question. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Uh, okay. How long have you been on Facebook?
How long have you been on WhatsApp?
um, why would you talk about WhatsApp?
Um, don't you like WhatsApp?
You don't think that Instagram is better than WhatsApp? Uh,
Hmm. uh, don't you think any of those social media affect badly for the younger generation?
uh, but don't you think that social media can be fun and interesting?
Uh, don't you think that we can have more fun with um, good habits in the physical games like that or sports?
Uh, okay, what about other physical activities?
Do you mean what do you mean by that?
um, well, what do you think about traveling as a physical activity?
Don't you think that traveling makes us uncomfortable because we are not at home and that's not our comfortable space?
um, um, uh, but would you agree that traveling can teach us many things about other cultures?
Oh.
Yeah.
uh, so, do you think that traveling is so advantageable?
Advantageous. Um,
Uh,
uh, well, would you agree that traveling is more advantageous than being on social media?
don't you think that the sporting is more advantageous than traveling and being in social media?
Do you mean doing sports? Question! Nice, nice. That's okay, that's okay. So, this was a little bit harder, right, than the first time that we did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I love this game. And so I love it because I don't know if you've noticed that we were answering each other's questions, right?
Yeah.
But we phrased it in a question. Yeah? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's a more harder one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So this is really good when this question game is really good when you want to practice, questions, of course, but also if you want to just practice full sentences, right? So like the first game that we played, Pictionary, um, you're only practicing vocabulary. Yeah, it's only dog, duck, horse. It's only one word, right? But if you want to practice sentences, then this is really good. And so um, I think every time that I've played the question game with even just with my friends, um, we always play it the way that we did it the second time. So question, 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 question. But the way that we did it the first time, where I question, answer, question, answer, um, that's also pretty good if you still have trouble, if you want to just practice a full conversation. But like I said, the way that we did it with only questions is a little bit harder. And I think it's actually really good because kind of like how you were able to catch on, you did answer my questions and I answered your questions, but we had to put them into other questions. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think this question game is something that you can play with your friends and family?
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, nice. I love it. Very cool. Well, those are my two speaking games for today. Dileka, do you have any questions or any comments or anything?
No.
You're good?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. So, for all of you watching us on the Facebook Live, these were the two speaking games. Pictionary, where Dileka found a picture and she drew the picture, and then I had to guess what she was drawing. And then the second game was the question game, where you only speak in questions. So you carry a conversation, but it's only with questions. So those are I think, two of the more fun speaking games that I like to do with my students. There's a lot more speaking games that you can do. If you want to practice vocabulary, then of course, like we said, Pictionary is a good one. Charades is a good one. So Pictionary, you draw the vocabulary word. Charades is where you act the vocabulary word. So if you're doing verbs, then it's really cool to act the verb, right? Um, it's a little bit harder to draw the verb, if that makes sense. So that's why
Yeah.
you turn it into charades. So you just start acting, and that one's also really fun to do, with friends and family. I know my family has played charades when we get together. We um, so with charades and Pictionary, it's really good to practice vocabulary words that you're learning. But the way that we do it with my family, everyone who is going to play gets a chance, writes down, we'll get like a tiny little piece of paper, writes down an action that can be acted, something that people can act. And maybe they'll do like maybe one or two little actions. We put them into a cup, and then you take out. So we all get to choose what actions it is, and then we just pick and choose, and then it's all random. So it's a little bit more fun because then it's not only verbs. It can be if you're acting something, it can be anything that you do, right? So it's not just a single verb. It can be literally anything. Maybe you want to act out pumping gas or putting gas in your car, putting oil in your car, right? How do you act that? Well, just yeah. And so then it really makes you think. And so that's why charades is a little bit. I think it's every game is fun, but charades is acting, right? So it's not just eating, right? It's eating an apple. It's doing something more like ice skating, or it's not only just running. It's I don't know, something crazy. It can be anything that can be acted, basically. And then Pictionary, of course, you just got to draw it. So sometimes some people are not really good at drawing, so it's a little bit hard. But if you're really good at drawing, then it should be kind of easy. Um, and then the second game that we played today, the question game. I love that game, of course, because it really makes you think. And it's funny because when you play with a lot of people, the question game, then it's one question, a question, 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 and you get into this rhythm of only questions. So then when someone says stop, and you're trying to stop the game, it's a little bit hard to stop speaking in questions because you're thinking questions, 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 and then all of a sudden stop, and then it's kind of you have to reorganize your brain to, oh, I have to speak in sentences now. Yeah, but those two games, or three games now, I guess, are super fun, and they're really good for practicing speaking. Yeah. Alrighty, Dileka, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. It was really fun.
Okay, thank you so much, madam.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, I forgot. I don't know what happened. I completely forgot, Dileka, to put the event page on Facebook, to have this event on the Facebook, on the live. But I know you and I talked about it, and we set up this meeting today. I just completely forgot to put up the event on Facebook. But I mean, you made it, so that's really all that matters. And everyone watching us on the Facebook Live, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I apologize. I forgot to put up the event on the Facebook page. But thank you so much for joining us. Remember, play these games with your friends and family. If you have questions about the games, you can always just go to the internet and search, ESL speaking games, or charades, or Pictionary question game, which are the three that we talked about today. Or you can always just ask me, send me a message, yeah, and I'll explain it. Sound good? Alrighty, Dileka. I will see you on Monday, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
I know
Perfect. Awesome. Well, yeah, so Monday speaking practice, 8 a.m. California time. And then other than that, we've got, I believe the link that everyone can see on the Facebook Live is so that if you want to have private classes with me or my teachers, then you can set up that date, and then we can talk about your private classes and all of that stuff. But other than that, Dileka, it was really nice to see you and play with you again today, and I will see you on Monday.
Yeah, thank you so much for holding this class
Of course.
for free. Thank you so much. And have a great day, madam.
Thank you so much. You too. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.